Yep, I was muted. Hey, everybody. All right. Yeah, hopefully I keep getting better and better. Hey, Hideo. Hideo, I want to thank you. I haven't had a chance to look at this. I literally just copy pasted this, but it's your message from Discord, and I want to take a look at it in a sec. But thank you, first of all. And I will do this. Yeah, so I added, as I'm sure a lot of people are going to comment on today, I added the chat rule. So now when you click the chat box, you see, I think it's something like please type FAQ, something like that. Anyway, I try to keep it as short as possible. Or maybe it says please type this if you're new. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very short thing, and hopefully we still see, people typing FAQ instead of just asking all the questions from it. Hey EJ, hey Turbo Dave. What if I called everyone like EJ, TD, HD? We have a lot of overlaps, I guess. All right, so yeah, I wanted to edit yesterday's command. Great, Hideo. So Adam is, hang on. Ugh. Adam is still getting over his sickness and is probably not operating at 100% yet, but he wants to try to make progress on the mobile UI work. Oh man. Hey Mitch. In Sacramento for work, yeah. The whole so close but so far thing is definitely true. In fact, really anywhere in California is only close to me by plane. I don't think I've never driven to California. Well, not from Washington. Okay, so I think this is good. Yeah. Also, I should definitely file this. Yeah, this should go over to here. I'll just write this. Actually, it was really this one. Okay. Yeah, so one of the things that I've been working on, I spent a lot of time on this last night, actually. So I told you guys about the Botland trailer. And hang on a second. And one of the things we need to do for the trailer is get certain videos captured. So what I did is I made a bunch of accounts. And I also set up some different features. So I made it so that this avatar right here, first of all, I made it so the colors can just be typed in. So we type like FF00FF. And you can get some, wacky colors or something if you want. And then, and this is not going to be kept in the game. This is just for the sake of the trailer. And then I made it so you can right click this and go to save image. And you can get, hang on a second, that's not private, but it's not the right folder. Yeah, so you can make it so that you can just download a bot image. And you could say something like pinkbot.png. And there, now we could use this in the trailer because it's got transparency in the background and it's a fully composed bot. So I think this alone is actually pretty good. I gave every account that I have like everything in the game, so there's nothing that you don't own. So, and then I made some defenses. I made a bunch of different accounts and 3D extended. Yeah, so I think that's going to be really good. I am hoping we can have the trailer, like the rough draft of the trailer, kind of produced by the end of this week maybe. And then I want to ask for you guys' feedback on it. And then we move forward. We probably produce a final video. And then I think I'm going to start posting those sorts of things to Reddit and trying to build up some hype. There are a lot of games on the indie gaming subreddits. So R indie gaming or something like that, and R game dev, and I don't know, Unity 3D to some extent. Every once in a while, you'll see someone post their game like, hey, here's Botland. And it'll be maybe 6 months before launch. And then a few weeks later, they'll be like, here's an update on Botland. And you eventually see this game enough where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm following the development. Oh, that's the game with the automated strategy. Okay, got it. And you get to follow the progress, and it actually starts building up some more hype for this. However, it also goes the other way sometimes, at least for me, if I keep seeing a game on Reddit and I'm like, come on, dude, stop promoting your game all the time on here. So I gotta think about how I'm gonna do this, but that's the process I want to start. So I just want to let you guys know about that. Hey, Fled. You fly to Atlanta to get to Indiana? Is there no hub airport closer to you? Okay. Wait, what's this? I'm also blocked by the creator as I reported as other his advertising. Oh, oh, man. That's actually hilarious. That was probably pretty maddening for you, by the way. He just blocked all of you. How does he even know that you reported him, though? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look into what Hideo wrote out here. Might have been able to get Chicago, but I needed this time. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So a demo on how to share less variables to JavaScript in a Webpack environment using CSS modules without any external module or modifying any configuration. Yeah, actually, I'm noticing that a lot more on social media, Hideo. I think there's a lot more just, hey, is someone disagreeing with you? Just ban them. And to some extent, I think you sort of have to do that, right? Like, if someone came in here and they're like, I don't want to follow your rules, I've got to ban them. I can't reason with everybody who comes through here. So, yeah, sometimes I think that's okay, and sometimes I think it's a shame. Like in this case, yeah, you think he's a good developer, and his product might be good, and you might be able to help him, but now you're blocked, and yeah, can't do anything. Alright, so clone the repository and install dependencies. Build a demo. Open dist index. You don't even have to serve it. Resize your browser window. The setup assumes you're using a combination of Webpack loaders. When CSS modules are enabled, we can use the ICSS, Interoperable CSS Superset. Allows us to take advantage of the additional export pseudo selector. Every symbol in this pseudo selector is going to be exported to the consumer. Okay, so let's take a look at all this stuff. First of all, what does this use? I'm guessing Webpack and all the loaders. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Mitch, that's the thing. If someone, like, let's say you started just being a troll all the time, I would talk to you about it because you've been here for long enough where I'd be like, all right, this is not usual behavior for Mitch. But yeah, if it was someone random, if someone just came in and I don't think there's much of a reason to talk to them. Okay, so yeah, let's try this out. Clone or download. Desktop, del, get clone. And then we yarn install this. Man, this is not going away. Adam was talking to me about being a troll daily for 2 years now. Alright, then we open up less variables demo. And not this Schumann piece. Yarn install. Yarn run build. You know, they probably should have used tildes for this instead of pounds because it looks more like yarn if you see this go across the screen. That's just a great idea that they can choose to use or block me about. Hey, Clayman. Are you asking me if I've ever trolled Fled, or are you asking EJ if he's ever trolled me? Because I've trolled people before, but it's usually like, it's supposed to be in jest, right? I think some people troll to do this out of getting attention or in malice. Mine is like, let's just have a joke that's going to make the other person laugh. Oh, whoops. It's not the open command, it's the start command. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, have I ever told? Yeah. It's a nice demo you got there. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this. I don't know if it's better for me to look at it on GitHub or in Sublime, so let's just take a look on GitHub for right now. But that's good, Clay, man. I think these are the kinds of things that, as long as you eventually... This is another tool for solving problems. And hey, Daniel. Yes, commas are important. Okay, so import styles from styles.last. Let's go find styles.last here. And we have screen XS, screen SM. So here are the different media queries. And I'm guessing we use these just completely straightforward. Yeah, XS, SM. Wow. Yeah, so there's nothing really too much to those two files. So now let's take a look at the Webpack config. I think the loader should mostly be the same that we have, right? Yeah, style loader, CSS loader, last loader. Am I using style loader? Yeah, CSS loader, post CSS loader, last loader. Yeah, there's nothing to the Webpack config. I just want to make sure everything was pretty much the same. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, let's go try this out. So login.js, we're going to import this directory, except for instead of style sheets main, it's going to be layout slash, I think it's media queries.last, yeah. Okay, and then we're going to call this, I don't know, media query styles. And that's that. Cannot resolve. 1, 2, 3, style sheets, layout, media queries. Okay, let's go try this again. 1, 2, 3, style sheets, layout, media. Oh, it's underscore. Fled, what by out of control, I'm pretty sure he means that he wasn't able to solve the problem. It's gotten so out of control that he needed to post to Stack Overflow. Not that Stack Overflow has gotten out of control. So then let's just put a breakpoint here. Believe it or not, I still feel way better than last week and a little bit better than yesterday. I'm just coughing a lot. Okay, whoops, I meant to press F12 there. Okay, so let's take a look. Why is it called Media Queries 2? Because over here... Oh, my bad. Hey, Malgranera. Instant 100 downvotes, really? I've never actually posted anything to Stack Overflow as far as I know. Yeah, I forgot to export, I know. So we could do this, and then we could try saying, well, out of curiosity, what did you name these as? These are the media queries. And then these are the breakpoints. Okay, that makes sense. So we could just say this. We could just export testaroni as testaroni. And that's it. That should just work. Yep, it's easy peasy. All right, so let's give Deo 5 points. Hey, what happened to Karnak? There we go. Hey, Godeek. What's the change in culture in your opinion, Godik? NC Image. Have a Sacramento day. Yeah, this is really helpful, Hideo. I gotta rework a bunch of things to use this now. And then I gotta actually do the stuff I was trying to do with this, which is pretty good. So let's do this. Use Hideo's solution. So that, oh, by the way, Hideo, I wanted to ask you something. This is pretty minor, but in English, I would say a word like hide or Hideo. And so I'm pronouncing that first H. Out of curiosity, do you say it as like Ideo? I never actually asked you this question. And then I guess there are actually two questions. One is, do you say it without pronouncing the H like I do? And then two is, do you want it pronounced however you pronounce it? Hyper app. Used to be more accepting of new questions. Now they're much more about redirecting new ones to the existing solution. Oh, makes it hard to break into SO as a new user because you have to learn all the protocol. Yeah, I think removing duplication is a worthwhile effort, but if they're getting it wrong and they're not real duplicates, then yeah, I can see how that could be frustrating. Okay, you say it like I do. I'm just asking because a lot of never mind. Yeah. Okay, so use Hideo's solution so that I don't have to duplicate the queries, and then modify my notes so that I can explain how this all worked. Make sure to link to this. Yeah, I didn't even know about this feature. And I want to figure out how I would have found out about this feature. This is coming from this. An export block defines the symbols that are going to be exported to the consumer. The exported key is duplicated. Yeah, sure. These are all standard. I didn't actually look over at chat yet, but I see the message that Rami would have typed when he entered, so I assume that's Rami. My peripheral vision has a Rami detector. Yep, that's Rami. Alright, treat it as a literal string. There should only be one. Okay. It's not very documented. It's the low-level implementation of CSS modules. Okay. Never heard of DevRant. No. What is that? Leaving for dinner already? Alright, got it. Well, thanks for dropping in. Okay, so let's go try out this solution. So I don't think we got very far with the real UI. We're going to cut this out for right now and then just refresh this page. And I think what we got is it'll change images that get used. Yeah. They're not rendering correctly. So let's just... No, actually, there's no easy way to do that. Yeah, anyway, that's working. So now instead of media query util, we pretty much just get rid of this whole file. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Wendy. Thanks for the host. How you doing? And how's everyone from Wendy's chat doing? I expect a good or a bad and nothing in between and nothing else, and everyone has to say it. Pretty small till now. I'll have to check it out. I'm not really looking for a new social network, but I do want to see what it is. Hey, Flippo. Oh, good, Texas Tom. That's really good. All right, good. You followed protocol now, Flippo. I'll allow the O. I'm doing well. I am still not 100% healthy. And so that part we're going to find out. My biggest worry for today, biggest worry is that I won't have the cognitive function to be able to do my work. And so it's going to turn into something like yesterday where it was just a lot of research level and note taking. And I don't want that to happen today. I want to actually get some things done. So I'm hoping that's what happens. Hey, Sika. Hey, Leve. Is that a syntax error? Leve, you transcend syntax. Okay, so we'll get rid of media query util. And then instead of matches MD, well, I guess having a function that runs this might be helpful. It doesn't really matter. Okay, then let's export these correctly. So instead of calling this testeroni, we'll call this, I guess, screen-md, screen-md, something like that. Screen media query. How about that? No, wait. Okay, this is like the worst. Screen medium media query. So does that look stupid? It probably looks stupid. Hey Edge, you playing with scissors? You only make the leve more powerful. This is what Hideo had pointed me to, which comes from here, EJ. Well, what's up is that I am doing things the right way from yesterday. And that's all thanks to Hideo. And then we are hopefully going to get to actually changing some of the React that I have so that everything just works today. So here's all of these. Let's copy these over here. We can always rename these later. That's why I'm not super concerned right now. So XS, SM, MD, LG, and XL. You power sneeze directly into your bin. Ah, yes, the bin. A classic in UK decorating. A bin. Some say it has a function. Okay, so all these are done. And then we would use the media query rules here. So instead of all this nonsense, we basically just take min width and paste that, and then go take this and paste that here, and then capitalize the first one and delete all those, and everything looks good. And that's that. You should export the breakpoint. Hey, Dino. You should export the breakpoint as a number. If you use them, you won't likely need the PX. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh. Out of curiosity, what did you do for that? You put PX in this string. Okay, got it. Yeah. That's a good suggestion. Nice syntax highlighting. Yeah, I know. Hey, Jacob. Yeah, I've been feeling better every day without actually being better. Well, I shouldn't say that. Without being 100% well. So yeah, I feel better even today. I have more energy. I don't know if that's going to translate to being able to think about things better. Does it group all these media queries if you're doing it this way? It might be a lot of extra content in the bundle otherwise. When it produces CSS from all of this, I'm assuming because of these mix-ins, there's going to be a media query per CSS selector, basically. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any big problems there. Another thing to note is that the specific way that he exported things gives the breakpoint values as numbers and not as 50px. All right, so this doesn't exist anymore. So what we need to change this to is if window dot, how did I already forget the name of this? Match media. And then we take media query styles dot and whatever was exported here. So it's going to be this screen md mq. And then we just get rid of the rest of this line, and then everything should work. Except there's an extra parenthesis. And then anywhere else that we might have tried to use media query util, which shouldn't exist anywhere. Yeah, that's fine. And then the only other problem is that I might have, yeah, this. This should technically be screen md mq. But let's try it just to test this out. Hey, Pogo Stick, how you doing? Pogo Stick, did you get my message? Did I even send you a message? I did, yeah. I sent you a Twitch message, though. I don't know if you got it. But anyway, the message just contains a really simple link to this. Screen MDMQ is undefined. Did I not? Let's find out. Let's get rid of this, first of all. Take care, Wendy. Yeah, thanks again for the host. I'm hoping I can drop into one of your streams, meme it up. But as you would say, see ya in a piece. Okay, that's working. And then the only part that isn't working is this. So why is that not working? I have screen MDMQ. Oh, I don't want that. I want screen MD. Oh, this is named the same thing that it was before. Right. That's right, Edge. That is right. Although, Edge, I'm actually surprised you hadn't seen it before. Let's just make sure I'm thinking of the correct Edge here. Yes, I am. Okay. I don't tend to remember the numbers at the end of people's names. Ends of people's names. So now the color of the background should change. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So we are in great shape. Yeah, the FAQ has been there for a while, so I imagine you've already probably gotten the answers to most of the questions, except there is one brand new question on the FAQ, or at least the answer is brand new, which is Adam's age. Ooh, what could it be? How old is he? Who knows? And if you do know, you can't say or you get banned. Okay, so this is done. Now we need to go modify all my notes. That's fine, Edge. Unfortunately, that means you can't know, but it is fine. Okay, where did I write these notes? That's a good question. Probably here. Yeah, yep. You don't like riddles? Hey, gun dogs. Actually, yeah, if you don't like riddles, it's not going to be fun for you. Okay, so I wanted this for botland since I had the particular use case. I want images to load. Probably, I want to load images based on a particular media query, but the image URL had to go through JavaScript in order to make the queries accessible by JS. So I kind of want to just cross all this off, but leave it there. Yeah, I kind of want to know. So note, ignore all of the following tabbed in notes and skip to the conclusion beneath them. So I'll tab this in. I'll also, I should delete this though, right? Does it matter what I thought here? I doubt it, but still, let's just shrink the font and we'll just go back to this test. Okay, yeah. Hey, Zinra. If I sub to you, will you tell me your age? No, I wouldn't. If you link the repo example in your notes, click on fork before, because in 6 months, if I ever come to this repo, I may delete, not remember what this is, and think it's useless. Okay. I'll do that. Or, well, yeah, okay, I could do that. I was going to say I could also just copy all the information out of it that I need. Now it's my repo. I wrote all this code. Haha. Okay, so yeah, let's write this down. Turns out Hideo found a better solution for all of this. And wrote up a nice README here. I forked his repo. Basically, CSS modules allow for an export, right? Where's the docs on this? Here. What do they call this? Interoperable CSS. Pseudo selector that can expose values to the consumer of CSS, which in my case is JavaScript, of course. What's on my clipboard right now? Oh yeah, this. So I want to paste this here. And even though Hideo didn't say this in this message, I'll still paste that there. Yeah, what is it, Edge? Whoops. Okay. Hey, Blueberry King. The berry, the royalty. Slides back in as peripheral vision. No, that was actually just my main vision at that point. So in the end, I ended up with this. So my eventual less file ended up like this. It's kind of a lot. Oh, Sam, welcome back. Thanks for resubbing 2 months. Welcome Rage. Is welcome Rage a thing? I hope not. Okay, and then the consumer side of this is here, where I just do this. On the JS side of things. Planning on presenting my OS stuff at 2 conferences this year. They're back to back. Wow, nice. Nice. Yeah, I think I've seen one of your streams, and I think you were working on a lot of bash scripting. But this was a long time ago now. This is definitely, yeah, at least several months ago. But yeah, you were showing off the modules. I don't know if this was your OS, though, the project that you were doing. Okay, so on the JS side of things, we want to do this. Media query styles. Yeah, and then this. Do something here in JS based on matching the media query. All right. Yeah, this is much better. Oh, that was your bot. That's right. Yeah. That wasn't your OS. Okay. Hey, Endurin. But that's not, nah, I don't think you should make a command out of that, Endurin. Because all the other welcome commands are based on the subscriber emote. Why do you say this game instead of Botland? Are you fed up with it? Oh, no, I'm not, Maven. I like Botland still. The title was more enthusiastic than Rage or something. But also, I think if you're a new viewer and you're looking through the list of Twitch channels, you wouldn't necessarily understand what Botland means. But when you finally come to the channel, you'd learn about it through the FAQ. How's the bot market in Twitch? There's no money in it, really, if that's what you're asking. But there's still space to do things. Some people want certain things. Okay, I think this is all done. I think I've written everything down now. Hey, Santalas. How long have I been a developer for? So these are the kinds of questions that are mostly talked about in the FAQ. Like, how long have you been coding for? How'd you get started with programming? I'd like it if you could take a look there. But otherwise, if you don't see a question in here, feel free to ask me. Did the FAQ, why is it not linking in? And hey, Pickle, good morning. All right, let me just blow my nose really fast. Hang on one second. Okay. Still sick. Yeah, so where we left off yesterday was, let me close out all these other things. And let me also get rid of that screen MD thing that we had here. That's probably fine. Yeah. Getting bullied by my mods? That's fine. So I'd been taking a multivitamin for like 2 weeks leading up to getting sick. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but I don't think you're immune to sicknesses just by having a multivitamin. Yeah, so here's where we left off. We got to change this. Let me load up the mobile mock-ups. Yeah, so we got to change it so the logo turns into this image and goes to the left there. And certain things need to show up and certain things don't need to show up based on what orientation we're in. So I think it's still best to focus on just this part, since that's what I have written here. Position the old image correctly. That's technically done, but not in a way that lets us position the new image. So when I shrink this, the new image is there. Using the same shirt as what, Fled? Where is this? This one, right here. Yeah, so this is 0 by 0. So if I gave this a width and a height, 500 by 500. Wait, that's not the right logo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, what's going on here? It should be using this one. Oh, you and I. Okay, I see. All right, let's just print this out. Base URL. This should change to, yep, it's not changing at all. That's a shame. I wonder if this is incorrect. Debugger. Let's take a look. That should break in immediately. Yeah. This is min width 1024. Oh, whoops, dot matches. Dot matches. It always returns. Yeah, whoops. I messed that up. Okay, that'll fix this. And that's also kind of why I might want to, yeah, so first of all, I need to go change that code that I wrote in my notes. Hey, Wouter. No, I can't do that. Okay, yeah, so now we should have an image in here. It's still not showing up because I haven't finished the rest of this, but let's see if we make it bigger manually. It should show up. Height 500px. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, so this is what we want to have happen, kind of. When this gets bigger, it turns into the real logo, and when it's smaller, it turns into just a horizontal logo. I think the music is too loud when you first make your account. Yeah, Jacob, that's something that I think I've already changed, but I don't think I uploaded. So if I load up localhost on my own machine and I log in, the music levels are, wait a second, didn't I change this? Yeah, I changed the other ones. Okay, yeah, so master is at 40 and music is at 80. And if you do this on play.bot.land, I actually can't test this easily. Maybe I can. Let's go to play.bot.land and find out. I need to go find my password though. Play.bot.land, there it is. So I paste this in here. I go to this. Yeah, yep, that's much louder. Yeah, I just never uploaded this change. So master volume was at 90 and music is at 90 as opposed to 40 and 80. So yeah. Anyway, it'll be fixed eventually. But thank you for reporting that for right now. And sorry if your ears burst. Yeah, I don't know what that password is. I just have a password manager and copy paste it in. My passwords locally are just password for Botland. It's not like that matters. I don't even need to type it in. But yeah, on production Botland, it's not password anymore. Okay, so do I want this to increase in size or just be how it used to be? Yeah, that was another question I never actually got to answer. Any reason on using Match Query API directly? No, I suppose not. I suppose I could still have this media query util and just write something like this. Export function matches query, media query, return window.match media, media query.matches. Yeah, and hide that. Hey, multiple pixels. Yeah, you gotta leetify all of your passwords. Yeah, we could put this back there. Import media query util from ... media query util. Oh man, if I could press Control K, Control L, that'd be just great. So media query util dot matches query. There. So that should be pretty much the same thing we just saw. And then we got to figure out this new structure, and that's all of what today's going to be about. Export function matches query. I guess it's export. Oh, whoops. I know what I did wrong. There. Hi, C-Dad. How are you feeling? I'm feeling a lot better than last week, and yet I'm still not at 100%. But I'm going to see if I can get some work done. Generally, I've been feeling better and better by the day. And I'm hoping we get to a point where things are just totally back to normal. One of the things I've cut out of my life while I'm sick is exercise, because I don't generally think that makes you better. And I really want to get back to that. Yeah, okay. So if we put this whole thing into a flex box. Ramy. Oh, or use the declarative way? I see. Yeah. For something like this, I actually can't use the declarative way because it's not in the render function. Well, I probably could, but originally I thought I'd be saving off base64 data, and then I wouldn't want to do that from render. AJ Tyler, what do I do for exercise? All I used to do was just go to the gym 3 times a week and just lift weights. But now I've been doing nothing. And I wanted to start yoga, but I haven't gotten to that yet. Okay, yeah, so this is where I kind of got stuck yesterday. And I still want to figure out how this is going to look. I think it's probably best to just kind of block all of this out and figure out what this UI looks like. And I sort of had this here. Why is it in an update method? Does this mean it renders badly at mount and then updates if necessary? This is because anytime the width of the page changes, I guess this could change. Maybe that's just something I should leave to render. There you go. Yeah, I think this is something I should reconsider, but I'm going to do that at the end because I think this is just where my code is. Consider just using React Media. Instead of calling update login image. Yeah. What happens if it starts small, as it's not called at mount? It probably messes up. I haven't tested that yet. I mean, right now it's kind of hard to tell because, well, something else is probably calling this. So if I say with height. Yeah, it does work, but again, that's probably because something else is calling this. Update media query util in docs as you changed it. That I'm not going to update in the documents because I just put this function somewhere else. And I know that this function can be extracted later. Chances are I'm never going to look at these notes again. But if I ever did, I don't want to have to come to these conclusions again. So the big ones are there, those small ones. That means they're extra rendering. Yeah. So I'm going to have to fix that definitely. I am only setting something in component did update rather than in component did mount. So this can definitely be done better. Hey, Artie. Yeah, I think for me, the important thing for right now is going to be coming up with what does this look like and how do I make this not garbage. So let's take a picture of this. So we can kind of think of this as two blocks that are really inside of the same flex box probably. So this entire thing is its own component. And then the logo, image, and bot. And then the stripe as well. And then over here, which I believe I already had a picture of this. And I want to put these next to each other. Here it's laid out very differently because now the bot goes all the way over to the side on its own. Okay. Hey Ziptie, how you doing? Hey Ziptie, thanks for subbing. Welcome back. And thanks for 5 months. Yeah, so on the left here, wasn't the bot positioned absolutely already? I don't remember. Yes. Okay, yeah. So then this is already in a flex box. So left, vertical flex containing logo and probably stripe and login controls. And on the right, there's a vertical flex containing logo, no stripe, and login controls. So that's all fine. And then in both, absolutely positioned bot. It's going well, Ziptie. I'm working on turning the UI that I have now into mobile UI so that as you just shrink this screen, as you shrink this screen, everything still looks good. And I'm working on that. We're not there yet. Hey, Freak Technic. Okay, so we don't have that flex set up now, though. And that's kind of what this should be doing. Login, logo container, login, logo, and bot. Then the stripe. Am I aware of source set picture? No, I don't think so. What is that? I do. Well, actually, do you have a link on that? Also, hey, Phil. Ah, yes, source set picture. I am aware of this. No, I'm not actually. I don't. Oh, this site. Okay, images are some of the most important pieces of web pages. Huh. So this is a way of saying to use a different image based on something. Oh, this may not work for me. 2 ways of having responsive images and loading different images based on display size. Yeah, the issue that I have is that these images that need to be used are actually, so like small.jpg for me would actually be something like cloudfront.net/small.6.jpg, whereas large.jpg might be like version 3. So I don't know what version to use unless I figure this out. Although I guess I could figure that out ahead of time and then just still set source set. This would just work in React. Interesting. All right, see you, Magrinder. Yeah, I could just form a source set string, say something like that. You know, small, comma, large. I don't know. But still, I guess I need to look into this a little bit more. Find out how this works. Hey, Living Panda. How you doing? How does this work? The rad wool. You don't necessarily have to specify a density. You can also set the max display width for an image source. But yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, I should probably look into this a little bit more. Freak, do you have any links that might be better than this one that talk about how to do this? Also, is this supported everywhere? Can I use? Okay, yeah, Fled, I'll have to check it out. I was very busy yesterday with the trailer stuff. Yeah, I'm a little sick, Lily Panda. So can I use, what is this, source set? Hey, wow, you can. Nice. Define various image resources and hints. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should look into this. Yeah, not the base 64 bot, just the logo. Others will just use source. Yeah, I don't really care about the others though, because I can just choose to not support those others. And thanks, Little Me Panda. Okay, so consider using source set for images. Okay. Yeah, thanks for telling me about that, Freak Technic. Let me look into this. Okay, let's turn this off. There. Few wise profit. Okay, yeah, so I think this is worth reading. Definitely. I don't think it's going to change too much about my eventual React layout. So it's going to change the image tags. So I think we can save this for a little bit later because there is a lot to read through here and I want to understand this. And if I weren't sick, I'd probably read this now and then just, narrate everything I'm reading. But I'm trying to cut down the amount of speaking I'm doing to just important information. Oh, yeah, Phil. No, they're not clairvoyant. Fled, I start work actually at 8:40 usually. So it takes about an hour, and I wouldn't really say it takes that whole hour to get ready. It's showering and breakfast that takes the most time. I haven't learned how to combine those yet. And then I spent a lot of time with my wife this morning too. Sometimes I'm just on Twitch instead. So source set must be here. Yeah. A list of one or more strings indicating a possible image source. A URL, and optionally a with descriptor. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is what I'd need to use. Can I link directly to this? I can't, can I? Can I link directly to attributes? No. No, that sucks. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, it's in the document. Yeah, so thanks, Free Technic. Look at the NDN page and find search set. Oh, in theory it does go there? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, maybe that does work. It's weird because I end up resizing my browser as I move it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that works. Alright, thanks. Well, Fled, part of what can really help is waking up at the same time every day, going to sleep at the same time every day, and also when you get up, get out of bed pretty much immediately. If you follow those three things, you'll probably not be spending, well, you definitely wouldn't be spending 3 hours in bed anymore because the third thing was get out of bed immediately. But it'd be easier to not spend 3 hours in bed. Hey, Crafters Karen. Welcome back. Do you have a link for the article you showed with the loom pig animation? That was something that Freak Technic had linked in, which was this. So yeah, I can send that over. Okay, well then what we need to do is put this into a flex. Do I have flex? No, I don't. Well, let's get it. There. So we have a flex. Flex direction equals column, right? Because I want this to go up and down. And then we kind of want this stuff in here. Use it for more than showing a different image. There are webpack loaders for automatically generating the images for you with the right size you want. Interesting. How would I use this with my versioning system though? Because I have that whole issue of, you know, the client knows it wants, you know, bot.png or whatever, lasers.png. However, the server is what knows what version those are. Bot.2.png and lasers.6.png. The server tells that to the client at launch, so the client can figure it out at that point. Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. Oh, 3 hours of waking up, focusing, eating my breakfast. Yeah, the procrastination part is what's making it take 3 hours. I was gonna say the stuff you need to do, like showering, getting ready, eating breakfast, maybe like checking the weather or something. I don't know. That stuff shouldn't take that long. So what I have in this document is, yeah, logo and stripe, and then the login controls themselves. But these are laid out in such a way that they're not going to be centered. But I can kind of just, okay, I think I can do this. So there's a stripe here. What did this do? Login, logo, container. Actually, it should just be over here. How does your game loop look? The logic is happening from actually request animation frame. Everything's happening from request animation frame. It used to just be on a set interval. All you need for a game loop is just something that happens frequently enough. You figure out how much time has passed and you advance your game accordingly. So this was already a flex. Interesting. Probably why it's a good idea to do this. But this was a horizontal flex. And the stripe isn't necessarily going to be there. So this, man, outer div style and class name main logging content. Main logging content is probably already a vertical flex. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so there isn't a reason to add in another one. Oh, man. Okay. So what is this doing? I should probably just rewrite these things as flexes. And is this used anywhere else? No. Okay, so flex auto, flex grow 0. Wait, it's not a flex though. It doesn't have to display flex. Can't you just apply your extra class to the flex box directly? Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. And that's what I was struggling with yesterday, is just figuring out how this is going to work. Anyway, maybe it's better for me to annotate where these things are. because like I said, this is not a flex. So it says flex auto. Then we have the stripe. The stripe won't show up at all though if this is on mobile. Oh yeah, I definitely can, Hideo. I just haven't figured out exactly how this is going to work yet. I guess maybe one of the things we can do is the bot is positioned in the logo on large screens and not in the logo on smaller screens. Also, what is really different here? Okay, let's do some of the basic things. Let's get rid of the stripe on small screens. And let's move the bot. Let's do those things first. Yeah, get rid of the stripe in the background. Let's start with that. So here's this. This has a class named logo stripe. And logo stripe on screen MD is going to have visibility none, no, hidden. I forgot how you write that out. It's dot screen MD. And there's semicolons. Okay, let's try that. So this stripe should go away if the screen is too small. Oh, whoops, if the screen's too big, I messed that up. Oh, man. Display none, yeah, that would be a better way of doing it. Yeah, so I need a new I need to give this a display on larger screens and have it have no display by default, because that's how we're doing these things. So this would have display none, and this would have display whatever the default is, HTML default display for, what is this, a div? I guess it's just going to be block. Yeah, so display block. So that should work. Okay, cool. So that looks fine. Now we want to move the bot when it's smaller. And the bot is right there. Login bot image. Position absolute. This gets a style telling it exactly where to be though. If you're not sure, it's initial. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and this kind of sucks having to do this, huh? Well, there's nothing stopping us from putting this into here. Left 498. Bottom 164. And then on larger screens, actually that is on larger screens. So we put this here and this here. Hey Revolt, have you thought about removing the stripe altogether? No, so in general, the way that these things go, I had a UX designer mock all these things up, and I generally try to just do whatever was in the mock-up. So I like the stripe, I think it's good. And I think it adds a certain anchoring element to all of this, and it goes cleanly through the logo here. I mean, on this side, there's no connection, I guess, but I like it. But still, I don't generally make those decisions since I can't draw or do anything like this. So I just generally trust the UX designer. Okay, then over here, these things are going to change. So this is going to move to just this area of the screen. And that is not something, like the way I would probably have done this is put these two things into their own horizontal flex box. Because I could just absolutely position it over here. I could say something like, set the right of this. I wonder if we can do this. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, Zachariah. And set the right of this to like 0 for right now and the bottom to 0. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. Just letting it all go. I don't use any software for wireframing, but what Jason uses is Balsamic. Yeah, there's definitely. How did I mess this up exactly? I guess because this has been given this image, this media stuff. This shouldn't even be coming into play. It has a left and a bottom set here. Huh. Yeah, huh. Left and bottom, 498 and 164. Oh, whoops. Yeah, what am I doing? I already said this. This is supposed to be here. And it was the right that was supposed to be set to initial. And then here we'd set them to this. Oh, I just did this in reverse. Yeah, that should work. Let's go try that out. No. Okay, what did I mess up? Does this not have the right, left, and right? And then this should kick in, and does not seem to have kicked in. Right auto. Can you not? What if I cut this out? No, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Because, hey pawn, these used to get used here. 498, 164. Don't you have a value that's not reset? I don't think so. Yeah, because in the mobile, okay, like let's go back to just this. This should be positioned at 0, 0. Like obviously I messed something up. I know that. Login bot image styles undefined. That shouldn't even be used here. There. Yeah. Yeah, and this is 0, 0. I guess this is 0, 0 relative to its parent that's trying to align this. Oh, man. Set position absolute. Did this not already have position absolute? Oh man, did I get rid of that somewhere? I had right clicked it and I could have sworn it had said absolute somewhere. And yeah, parent should be position relative. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. Wait, I did want this to be right. I don't know what I want a left to be. Where did that come from then, huh? Oh, the stripe was positioned absolute. Okay. Then this was never positioned absolutely. So I don't actually want it to be, well, I guess there are two things. One, this would be, and this wouldn't be. So we do something along those lines. And then cross our fingers. Oh, I messed up the logo. So what is it doing over here? This is absolute. Yeah, this is relative. But this doesn't have a size. I guess it doesn't matter. Huh. Oh, because it's directly, it's on the right of this. If I change this to left, it would swap positions? Yeah. But I want it to be over here entirely. Yeah, I wonder if we should just change where this thing is in the page. Because what I could do is I could add in another flex box. Let's just draw this one in green here. It goes like this. And then put this inside its own div that kind of slams it to the bottom. Hey, folk. I think that my general issue here is I feel like I can make either one of these mock-ups, but it's difficult to make both of them and just have them work via media queries. I think that's what's tough. And thanks, Folk. Because if I had to just make this layout over here, I could do that. And if I had to make this layout over here, I could do that. But I'm essentially making both of them at once. I don't have to do it that way. I could lay them out completely differently based on whether we're on mobile or not. But I don't think that's a great idea. Or maybe it is. I don't know. This is not the case here when you have this issue, React Media. Yeah, and React Media would let me just swap in different components entirely. I mean, media queries could let me do that too. I could just turn things on and off. But, yeah. Basically just positioned differently. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty difficult to do this though. I guess I didn't expect it to be like this. I wonder what happened to the logo there anyway. Because the other thing is, as this screen changes size, what is going to shrink here? I guess there's just a minimum size we allow the browser to be. Just clean this stuff in your class. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess this is definitely staying the same way. Main login content. This is a flex though, so we can just write it as a flex. So now we don't need display flex. Flex direction column we can add directly to this. And justify content in line items. I mean, I guess we could put those here too. Probably not super important. What other outer div style do we have? Text align center. Why would this be here? Should be here. Yeah, getting hot module reloading to work. I had actually thought about that this morning. That would make things a lot easier. I don't remember why it was a problem in the past. And I have a feeling it's going to be really, really tedious to do. So yeah, we could try to pivot to that maybe. Yeah. I wonder what I had done there. Like, presumably I had written this somewhere. Only like 10 more matches of these. And that's everything. Yeah. But yeah, I do think that could be really helpful. And then I guess figure out a good overall strategy for this. For example, I'd said that I could make the desktop UI or I could make the mobile UI, or reconciling the two of them so that there are as few differences as possible is tough. Maybe it's best to implement them both and then try to cut them down. Maybe it's best to draw a bunch of rectangles in paint like I've been doing. People were talking about it yesterday, folk. I don't remember who, but a few people had mentioned the event today. If the two implementations are too divergent, then perhaps you could just write two completely different components and choose between them with React Media. Yeah, I hope so, Hideo, because I think that if every UI ends up being really difficult, I mean, I did plan a ton of time for this, so I'm not worried too much from that front, but I'm hoping it's something that gets easier. Hey, RizX. I'm doing better today. How are you doing, RizX? Excuse me. Yeah, so we could try to build this up. Oops. Continue to try to build up the login page. After that's done and I've cleaned things up, I think it's good to focus on HMR. Hey Blob, how you doing? Yeah, okay. So it's really just this stuff that I need to work on. We can put this into its own, like this dot render logo and bot, and then put that stuff in there. There we go. And the only thing we're missing now is image style and stripe style. So we put this over here. And there. I think that's at least a little bit neater to look through. So now we just need to modify this function really. So login logo container, what is this doing for me? That's this. Now so they could have this stripe, which is offset specifically to match up with this. Another thing I'm gonna have to probably change at some point. And then the logo and bot. And this is so that the bot can be positioned relative to the wherever the logo showed up. Okay, what doesn't make any sense to me now is how is this here? Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Oh. Oh boy. this is gonna be annoying. Yeah, I think I should I think I should redo this. But actually first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a quick break, use the bathroom. Neither Rizx nor Blub answered me. How are you guys doing? Alright, I'll be right back. Fine, but sick too. Alright, I was just teasing, by the way. You didn't have to answer. I think for this example, you can literally not look up at the markup at all. So you're saying the structure is already fine? Because, yeah, I'm still going to have a problem with it. That was fast. That's about average, I'd say. And how did I stop this thing from getting centered anymore? Did I delete it? Text align center. That was on main login content. Didn't that used to be here? Text align center. Outer div style. And that's on, yeah, main login content. Text align center. Oh, whoops, shouldn't be quotes. Okay, that explains it. Okay, great. So now this shouldn't be positioned. Yeah, and that's the part I don't understand, is does this have, so we can use $, right? Wait, how do you do this? Oh man, I forgot how to do this. There's a way to refer to the element that you currently have. Well, I guess I could do it this way, but that's not exactly what I wanted to do. Fine. So a.style.position. What is this? Yeah, it's just empty. I guess I didn't need to do that. I could have just gone over here. It's absolute. What's making this absolute? Login by image. Oh man. Oh, $0. That's right. Okay, thanks. So I want it to be absolute no matter. Oh, because the parent is not relative? Huh. Also, comments don't work there, apparently. Well, they don't get syntax highlighted correctly. Okay, great. So now when I shrink this too much, now is when we need to work on having this thing be somewhere else completely. So this is positioned absolutely, but it's positioned absolutely in a parent that's relative. So if I stop the parent from being relative, then it goes over to here, and then it goes to the next relative parent, which is this one. And then finally we're okay. That seems annoying. Yeah, that seems annoying. Because I need to have them have. Can't you position it using the relative it already has? Could I? I mean, it's in the middle of the page. So this image would need to go like way further over. Actually, I guess I could just use position fixed and then just set this that way. Yeah. That way it's on the page over here. And then I use transform scale x -1 to make it face the other way. Yeah. I allow for parameter reassignment. Then again, I haven't really taken a good look over this. Yeah, so we could say it's position fixed here. And then kind of just get this to work and transform scale x -1. And then here the transform is just whatever initial thing we had. Hopefully that kind of works. Yeah, except for this didn't get set back to absolute. Joke's on you, we don't even fix bugs. Okay, I guess so. So now we need that logo to show up though. And it's in here, yeah. So this thing needs a size. I wanted to just get it from the parent. Can I just say flex auto? The parent's probably not a flex box. Yeah, but the parent only has a size because of the stripe. This, yeah, this is going to be annoying. Okay, I kind of want to look up some articles on what people do for this process. This seems really tedious. And I'm kind of leaning toward just writing two completely different implementations here. And I think that's probably a bad idea. But man, this is going to be really tough doing it this way. On why it's position, why not position it versus its relative parent? So usually, Hideo, the answer to these things are going to be because I don't know how to do that. So in this case, the parent is in the middle of the screen, but I want the bot to be at the bottom right of the screen. So generally, I don't see how relative positions could help me there. I guess maybe what you're saying is then position the parent so it's not in the middle of the screen. Then yeah, I could see that working. You were doing that but switched to fixed. I could try it. I could try positioning this as relative. So this is relative. And then what, moving the parent, I guess, to the point where it isn't here. Don't you want it to the right of the login box versus the right of the screen? I mean, the right of the login box is the right of the screen. But yeah, generally I want it to occupy this space here. Huh. Yeah, the only thing I can think is if I move all of this. I don't even know what I'd do. I mean, yeah, I don't know what I'd do. You can do the right of the login box by just changing its left and top. Yeah, but I'd have to know the size of... I don't know, something in this... A spoon bites in this tree. Yeah, this is where this just doesn't compute for me, I guess. Because if I change the left of the image itself, I'm going to change it to some like seemingly random coordinates, right? So it's going to have to go over to 370 or 380. But that's because its parent had positioned it in this halfway. Maybe it's this that I changed then. So instead of having text align center, we say text align right. Oh, and then I just set the top of the image to whatever the height of this thing is. Can't do 100%. How would I do this? Transform, translate Y 100%. I guess something like that. Don't you know the size of the login box? It's fixed at the moment. So yeah, it's fixed right now. This is another problem that I'm gonna have though, is that it's fixed right now, but this size from here over to here is already too big for even the smallest screen size. So it's gonna have to shrink, which could just be another fixed size. But then I guess I need to determine what those sizes are going to be. And if that is the case, that this is going to be a fixed size, then what happens if we're on a screen that's bigger than this, but smaller than this one? Then that means that the bot is going to expand over here. So that needs to fill whatever space is left. Oh man. So I'm not sure, but I feel like the way that I would accomplish this, or the only way I can see to accomplish this feasibly, is for me to just write two different implementations. And then maybe I find something in common and I just change the CSS, try to pare it down to one tree. No, I think the problem is that I'm trying to do too much at once. Like if these were literally all just like rectangles. No, that's not what I want to do. If I just tackled one part of this, I think I could maybe do it. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, tall pants. Tall pants. I generally don't like it when people copy paste jokes they found on the internet and make it seem like they're their own jokes. Although I guess technically you could have been the creator of where I saw it on the internet the other day. But hi nonetheless. Yeah, so I think the issue that I'm having is that I'm trying to look at every moving piece at once. For example, if I reposition the bot near the logo, well, EJ, that's just unadulterated jealousy. Don't you want the bot centered vertically? So no, in the mock-ups here, I want the bot to take up the portion of the logo that's missing, essentially. And here I want the bot to be pretty low on the page. I guess maybe you could argue this is centered vertically in the container over here, but even then I don't think so. Try a fiddle with colored rectangles. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. To resize because the mobile view needs to fill the remaining space on the page. Yeah, the UX designer uses balsamic. Oh wow, a year noob. Welcome back. Thanks for resubbing. Yeah, so I guess I have two choices at this point. One is build up a JS fiddle that lets me see this quickly. And 2 is build 2 completely different implementations of the desktop versus mobile. And then try to reconcile them. Oh, nice, noob. So what, code sandbox? Also, Hideo, I think 2 implementations is a bad idea too. What I'm getting at though is that this is kind of like if you write function, like, I don't know, add 2 numbers, and you have x, y, and you return x plus y. And then you write a function called add 3 numbers. And you're like, oh, now that I've written them, I can clearly see that all I'm doing is adding another plus and then another number. So that's what I was kind of hoping for here, is that I'd make 2 implementations. I'd have like desktop render, and I'd say whatever, I have a bunch of things here, right? And I have the mobile render, and I'm like, oh, it turns out they're the same tree, and then I have the CSS that's different. So yeah, guess it depends on what you think CSS wise. Yeah, I'm just having a really, really difficult time visualizing this. And I honestly don't know at this point whether it's I'm not thinking at the capacity I should be, or that this same thing would be happening even if I were at, let's say, 100%. I don't want to just make excuses here. But I think this is difficult for me. What you're talking about should totally work in theory. CSS is what makes it become mobile in the end. Yeah, no, I know for sure what I'm trying to do is possible, and probably not even that hard, and that I'm having a hard time coming to this solution. So I need to come up with a way that for all of these different UIs, I can eventually take a look at a page and be like, okay, here's how this needs to be laid out. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta just keep thinking about this. Hey, Malice. Yeah, Pawn, but the thing is, I don't know. I feel like I've been doing this long enough where I should be able to do this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't just keep clicking these things and being like, all right, how do I do this? I need, you know what would probably help? What would probably help is having components that handle some of this stuff for me. Like an image that needs to fill this size and should just auto resize. I should have a component for that. So I don't need to worry about, okay, what CSS does this? You could set a max width for the login box. Yeah, I would need to do that if the login box is going to resize. But I don't know if the login box should resize. Like if we're on mobile, imagine if you just stretch this phone screen another inch. So now you have a bunch of white space right here where there's currently a home button. Like what happens with the rest of this UI? Does everything just move and now there's a bunch of white space here, here, and here, and the columns on the, where you currently see white space? Does this thing resize so that it's larger? Does this resize? And I I don't have answers for that. It's not mocked up, right? It's just something I need to think about what would be good. But yeah, I think at the very least I should write this down. Make a component out of an image that should expand to fill the space. That way there's one less bit of CSS. Yeah, and Spoon Bites, that's what I feel is like I've done enough CSS at this point. I made all the UI as it is, and sure, like I had help from chat, but what you see online right now, everything from all of this and getting these buttons and text laid out and the pictures that you see and everything over here and hover buttons, like I've done all this stuff, and you'd think I'd remember it at some point or I'd know how to do this going forward, and I don't feel that way. Hey, Thelzy. You can resize the preview by dragging the column over so you can see desktop and mobile. I'm aware of how I would do this, at least. The way I would do this is I'd probably just make a flexbox and change the direction of the flexbox. Yeah, maybe the whole JS fiddle route is the way to go, where I can try to visualize this here. I have the media queries already, noob. And yeah, tall pants, that's generally the structure I've tried to take. It didn't end up working out that way exactly, but I don't know why I'm not doing anything right now. Hey, Kadoku. Yeah, 45 tens of days. I feel like if I try this, I'm going to fail at it again, and I'm just going to keep failing and getting more frustrated, and that makes me want to just end the stream, and I don't want to end the stream, and I don't want to work on it, and I don't know what to do. So I guess I should just pick something, or else, yes, end the stream, because what am I doing? So one thing let's at least go to is I want something where I can see this working. So yeah, let's start with something. Let's build this up from scratch. I think that's probably the best thing. So choice number 1 sounds like the best bet right now. Thought you were having problems making both mobile and desktop work on one implementation. Yeah, but I think the best way I'd sum this up is that the way I'm doing this is if I fix one thing, everything else also still needs to work, and I haven't fixed that stuff yet. So like I can get the logo positioned correctly on desktop and then get it kind of partially working on mobile, but then as the page moves, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this. I think you should see your CSS more as components as well. How your favorite toolbox has components. Yeah, I think I have too much custom CSS all over the place. I think that's another problem. Yeah, EJ, that's probably true. I think part of the issue here is that like I need to be able to see this and I need to be able to form these solutions. And so I think maybe building up from scratch is probably good. We get a container overall for that page where you have a centered box for desktop and then a full screen for mobile as well. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's go to the code sandbox and try to do this. So React. Excuse me. BEM. This is that naming scheme of like, oh yeah, block element modifier. Yeah. Yeah, I think the naming scheme that I have is not what's holding me up. It's my reuse of CSS. Hey, MoonScript. This could have all been avoided with Bootstrap. Well, anyway, we could start to work on some of this stuff. Yeah. So let me think about this. I need a CSS file. Yeah, EJ, there's no specific issue. I don't think I can sum that up. I think there's a bunch of issues right now. For commuting, this is basically what I was suggesting. Nothing too fancy. Logo, login, bot. Right on top of what? Man, I know you guys can't see this because I need to scroll this page. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go. I can't do this. I'm gonna, I don't know, just flounder around. I want to get to the point where I'm not ending streams early like this, but yeah, I'm just too frustrated. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll get going. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sorry, everybody, but see ya.